Golden State Warriors Media Day is here. And before we get into all the takeaways from that, I got to tell you guys about the major news that Golden State got before training camp. They're finally filling out their roster, but have yet to reach a Jonathan Kuminga resolution. We'll talk about all of this and more in just a moment. But first, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. This is why you subscribe. When the Warriors make moves on their roster, we're going to make a video, whether it's a trade, whether it's a signing, anything breaking news-wise that comes out about your Golden State Warriors, we are making a video. We just passed our most recent milestone of 98,000 subscribers. Thank you so much to everybody who has tuned into the Kuminga coverage all offseason long. Subscribe if you want free Warriors content every day because the coverage doesn't stop this season. Alrighty, we talked about it yesterday's video. Al Horford joining Golden State here on a multi-year deal. Yet to finalize the details on all of that, but Horford will be the starting center for the Golden State Warriors this season. And I know some people in Dub Nation, they may be a little concerned with the fact that Golden State's trotting out a 39-year-old at their starting center spot, somebody who's going to be playing 25 to 30 minutes plus a night. But fear not, Al Horford is still very young in the head. He's unbelievably smart when it comes to basketball IQ, elite passer, but really his calling card for this Golden State team is going to be his floor spacing, elite three-point shooter, like over 40% on volume every single year, and his defense, not only around the rim, but the versatility, his switchability on defense. Guarded some of the most isolations in the NBA last year and ranked at the top of the league. He's 39 years old and can still switch onto wings. He's really, really good. Golden State fans are going to be introduced to Al Horford big time this season. Now for some new signings that came in late last night. Melton back in Golden State after suffering a torn ACL just 12 games into the campaign last season as a member of Golden State. Signed for that mid-level exception. Now back on the vet minimum deal. And, man, this is a guy who was starting for Golden State at the beginning of last season when they began the year 12-3. He was averaging 10 a game. He was kind of acting as the primary ball handler when Steph wanted to work off of the ball. Elite two-way ability as well as an on-ball defender. 6 threes a night, 37% clip. Melton was knocking them down. I like this player a lot, but the question is with Melton, how healthy is he going to be? Like I said, suffered a season-ending torn ACL in November, and the season before he was banged up as well. He missed 44 games in 23-24 with back injuries and other banged-up stuff as well. So how healthy can he actually stay? If he's got a full season in him, then there's a chance that he could usurp Brandon Podziemski potentially in this starting lineup as the season goes along as a better fit. Only time will tell, but I love adding Melton back here, and I think the vets in the locker room wanted him back as well. Another guy who the vets wanted back in the room, GP2. Now, me personally, I'm not so sure how much I want to see GP2 this season as a strong facet of the rotation for Steve Kerr. He could play, spot minutes here and there, some specialized stuff, matchup-based kind of things, but do I want GP2 to be my third guy off of the bench? I don't know. He's just such a zero on offense that I can't really justify having him out there when, he's undersized. He's switchable. He can, on occasion guard of power forward or a center down low and strip the ball from him. But, God, it's just frustrating to kind of basically be playing 4-on-5 on offense in a lot of scenarios. And when Golden State needed buckets in the playoffs, like GP2 was just a non-factor out there. And look, the good three-point percentages in some seasons, but it's on such low volume. His overall field goal attempts from the field are just super low volume as well. Just not an offensive threat. And he was playing 16 minutes a game in the playoffs for Golden State. He was in their rotation. He was the 8th man. Averaged less than 5 points, 2 rebounds. He's a decent rebounder for his size. Can crash the glass from the baseline and stuff like that. But I just need a more real NBA player out there, guys. I'm sorry. He shot decent from three-point range, but it was on, again, no volume. He just cannot be your 8th man in the playoffs. If you want to go out there and compete for a title in the Western Conference where there is uber talent 1 through 8 across the board, seeds 1 through 8, GP2 cannot be a factor of the rotation in the postseason. It just can't happen at the end of the day. Last signing for Golden State here. Second-round pick, Will Richard, is going to be joining the Warriors' active roster on a multi-year deal that has some guaranteed money involved. Not something that we saw for a guy like Quinn Post last year, drafted around the same selection, ended up earning that standard contract in January, but originally was on a 2-way deal. The Warriors think that Richard can play a factor, I guess, a little bit sooner than they thought of their other draft picks in the past. This came in from Shams. Golden State's number 56 overall pick, Will Richard, is signing a 4-year contract, 2 years fully guaranteed as the Warriors invest long-term in the rookie, and his agents told ESPN. Now, a little bit more context here from Keith Smith, who did say that because Will Richard was a draft pick of the Golden State Warriors, he'll count towards the tax and apron, the rookie minimum of $1.3 million for this season. This will fill a roster spot and save the Warriors around $1 million towards the tax and aprons. If a team signs an undrafted rookie or a free agent with 1 year of service, they count towards the tax and apron of the 2-year veteran minimum, around $2.3 million. So a little bit of behind the scenes, inside baseball there, some capologist stuff for you. Shout out to Keith Smith breaking it down. But as far as what he could do on the basketball court, the Warriors rookies, they didn't necessarily jump off the page in the summer league this past July, but Will Richard definitely looked like the more NBA-ready player than Alex Tui. That's why they made the decision to sign him to a multi-year deal, guarantee some money, put him on the active roster, and make Alex Tui a two-way player this time. Now, he did not shoot great from the three-point line back in Vegas. To be fair, it's not a great environment to shoot super efficiently from, but he was able to put up 11.5 points a game. He's a good defender as well. It's kind of what he's going to project at early on in his career. The offensive game will trickle in. And as a shooter, I don't think we should take that 6 of 29 for, the standard for him. He shot about average in college, 35.7% in the NCAA tournament on 5 attempts, but throughout the whole entire season, in the last 2 seasons actually, shot 6 threes a game. That's pretty good volume at the college level and shot at a 35% clip. Like, that's decent enough. Also, in conference play this past season in the SEC, which was the best league in college basketball, he shot 6 threes a game at a 37.5% clip, so even above average in the nation there. So Will Richard, I think, will develop offensively as time goes on. We'll project as a good defender immediately, but as he gets better and more refined, I think that can make a guy like Moses Moody a little bit more expendable down the line. Similar frames, similar kind of skill sets to their games. And for the Warriors' case, when they have Moses Moody's contract on their books in 2027, that's only one of 2 deals that'll be still on their salary cap sheet. So they might be willing to make a trade for a guy like that if Will Richard projects to be a good rotation piece by around them. But that's down the line. We don't have to worry about that right now. I don't anticipate Will Richard being a true stalwart of the rotation here, like 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th man too early on this season. Now, Seth Curry is also reported to be on the way as well. That has not been officially announced yet, but that has been heavily rumored. There is some kind of hiccups with that potentially because Golden State has to be able to stay under the second apron. There's a chance that they might not be able to sign Seth Curry and stay under the second apron given the Kuminga deal that gets wrapped up eventually. So we'll continue to monitor that for Golden State as they continue to make roster moves here as training camp gets underway. Those 4 signings, though, grade them for me down in the comment section. A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know what you guys think down below. The Warriors sign Al Horford, DeAnthony Melton, Gary Payton II, and second-round pick Will Richard. All right. So these announcements, because they're not exactly signings. I think the GP2 one was officially announced as a signing, but the Melton deal and the Horford deal are all, and the Richard deal I believe is complete as well. But the other 2, Horford and Melton, I'm not 100% sure are all signed, sealed, delivered yet. They are agreed upon, but they are not signed, sealed, delivered yet because of this guy right here. And look, while time is ticking on the whole situation, season's getting closer. This was all done to put pressure on Jonathan Kuminga and get a decision made here in the next couple of days. We're going to tell you where his mind is at, where the Warriors are at, as well as Shams and Slater reported some brand new information as we get closer and closer to training camp here, which literally starts tomorrow. First, though, I got to tell you guys about our sponsor, and that's Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every single day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid, and it can get you up to 2,000 times your money. This NBA season, Prize Picks is back. It's daily fantasy made easy. You guys know all you do is pick 2 to 6 players, and you just pick more or less on their projected stats. Basketball is around the corner. Football season in full swing as well. Baseball playoffs on the way, too. You can mix and match all these different sports, and Prize Picks always wants to make it easier for you guys to win real money in real time watching your favorite sports. $50 for free in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup, but you got to use our promo code you see in the bottom right of your screen, CLNS. And if you guys are confused and it sounds like gibberish to you, it's daily fantasy made easy. Just pick more or less. I'll show you my lineup from this last NFL Sunday. I cashed crazy. I had James Cook more than fantasy score. Bucky Irving more than fantasy score. Drake May more than passing yards. Two players as a combo pick. Nick Chubb and Tony Pollard less than 115.5 rushing yards. And I had Trevor Lawrence less than fantasy score. I cashed crazy. And I'm going to be cashing crazy this basketball season. Tail my picks or fade them. Just do it at Prize Picks. Download the app today and use the code CLNS for $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS for $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Not great. This is just ridiculous, people. Per Shams and Anthony Slater, Kuminga is nowhere to be found. He has not traveled to San Francisco just yet. He's playing with math teachers in Cleveland. I have a headache. I legitimately have a headache. Kuminga will not appear at Media Day for Golden State or speak to any reporters, and it's not likely that a decision comes in the next 12 hours or so, so he will not be here at the start of training camp for Golden State. Bad news. This just keeps getting worse. Here's Shams and Slater on the latest. We know that Jonathan Kuminga, by the way, is threatening to sign the qualifying offer of $8 million and screw the Warriors. Here's what Shams and Slater got. Team sources have said they remain firm in their unwillingness to include a player option in any deal and expect Kuminga to either choose one of their proposed deals or return on the qualifying offer by Wednesday night. Their dormant sign-and-trade talks with the Phoenix Suns and Sacramento Kings don't have any current traction. All right, this is it. Doomsday is upon us. If you're new here, we've been talking about Jonathan Kuminga all offseason long. There are a couple of deals on the table for Jonathan Kuminga right now. One being the one we first heard about early on in this offseason, 2 years, $45 million with a team option in the second year. Now, that deal would carry a no-trade clause attached to it, and Kuminga does not want to waive that no-trade clause. That's the only way that Golden State would sign their part of that deal. Also on the table for Kuminga, 3 years, $54 million, no options at all. Straight all guaranteed money of $18 million per season. The other deal, most recent one on the table for JK, 3 years, $75 million with $48 million guaranteed and a team option in the third year. Now, since that is a 2+1, it would not carry with it a no-trade clause, but Jonathan Kuminga is still reluctant to accept any deal involving a team option. He and his agent, Aaron Turner, have communicated to Golden State that they are willing to accept a deal with a player option because they believe that would be Golden State acting in good faith, and then therefore they would act in good faith this upcoming season. Unbelievable, unprecedented, bench players talking like starters. I hate it here. Doomsday is upon us, Golden State Warriors fans. There is no more negotiating for Jonathan Kuminga. It is one or the other. Golden State is not budging off of their offers. They are not including a player option, and Jonathan Kuminga has that qualifying offer with 2 days remaining until the deadline. Somebody has to make a move. Somebody has to blink. Who it's going to be is the question. Which deal will Jonathan Kuminga accept? Type QO for the qualifying offer. Type WO for the Warriors offer. I don't really have all that much to say about this anymore, guys. I mean, this guy has taken over the offseason. Like, sure, there may be different outcomes based on what Jonathan Kuminga decides to do. If he takes the qualifying offer of $8 million, 7.9 if you want to get technical, he forfeits kind of all control that he may have of playing this season. Yes, he has all the control of what happens next season, but teams are going to decide what to pay Jonathan Kuminga based on what they see this upcoming year, I'd presume, or at least have some framework of what they're going to offer him based on how he performs with Golden State or wherever he ends up getting traded down the line this upcoming season. But if he accepts the qualifying offer, that's all off the table. So, yeah, if Jonathan Kuminga signs a qualifying offer, there's no guarantee that Steve Kerr plays him a good amount. He'll be playing for $8 million. Yeah, I mean, if he thinks that it'll help the team, maybe sure. Kuminga gets lucky, but none of that is guaranteed. If Kuminga goes out there and accepts the $25 million a year offer, 3 years, $75, well, you got to play him then. He's your fourth highest paid player. You can't afford to be giving him DMPs. You can't afford to be sitting him and only playing him spot minutes in the third quarter here and there. Just can't happen anymore. So, in the best interest of Jonathan Kuminga, and Aaron Turner, his agent, has communicated this, that they do not want to take the qualifying offer, and he obviously knows this. He would get paid more if Kuminga gets paid more. But it's a total disaster. You've had enough time to think. You've known that these two options are on the table. You've known probably that neither side is going to budge off of their ledge here. So, time's up, JK. You've had enough time to think. Go make a decision, and let's everybody just move on. That'll do it for today's edition of Warriors Today by Chat Sports. We'll break down Media Day on tomorrow's show, and then I guess we'll see if Wednesday's show is the final resolution of the Jonathan Kuminga free agency saga. That's why you subscribe to the channel. Tune in, turn your notifications on so you know exactly when we post here on the channel. And we'll see you guys all then. And as always, let's go Dubs.